wasn't an award show, it wasn't a concert, it wasn't even planned. But one rainy evening, Jimin stood alone under the spotlight after rehearsal, drenched in sweat and silence, practicing a move again and again. No cameras, no fans, no applause, just him and the music. And that's when you realize greatness doesn't happen on stage. It's built in the shadows. And now in 2025, that same man has done the unthinkable again. Jimin has been crowned Best Male Dancer in K-pop for the 7th year in a row. Not just for one jaw-dropping performance, not even for one legendary comeback, but for 7 consecutive years of breathtaking consistency, raw passion, and fearless artistry. This isn't just a title, it's a legacy. Let's rewind. Back to where a young boy chased dreams too big for his small frame. He wasn't born into the spotlight, he fought his way there. Jimin didn't grow up thinking he'd be a superstar. He grew up chasing something deeper, the feeling of flying when his body moved with music, the feeling of freedom. He practiced relentlessly, staying in the studio until his muscles ached and his body collapsed. Not because anyone asked him to, but because he wasn't done yet. That spirit led him to something historic. He became the first student in history to enter Busan Arts High School's dance department as the overall top student. Not just top in dance, but top in everything. Do you know what kind of talent, what kind of heart that takes? Fast forward to 2013, BTS debuted, and suddenly, Jimin was thrust into the global eye. But instead of shrinking under the pressure, he did what only a true artist can do. He transformed. He fused ballet with hip-hop, contemporary with K-pop, soft gestures with fierce precision. Every performance was a contradiction and a masterpiece. Jimin wasn't just a dancer in BTS. He became the soul of the stage. He told stories with his body. He hurt with his movements. He loved with his eyes. And he broke millions with just a single turn of his head. Then came the awards, the recognitions, the polls. But behind every shiny crown was a battlefield no one saw. Because maintaining the top spot isn't just about being good. It's about being extraordinary, over and over again, while carrying the weight of global expectations on your shoulders. In 2025, the global voting site Dabami Pop wrapped up its highly anticipated competition for Best Male Dancer. And for the 7th straight year, Jimin came out on top. Think about that. 7 years. In a genre that changes every month. In an industry that constantly pushes out the old for the new. In a world where fame is fleeting, Jimin never fell. Not once. And it's not just fans who see him this way. Cultural critics and academics acknowledge him as something singular. One Korean researcher said Jimin's presence redefined what K-pop dance could be, that he didn't just adapt to the genre, he elevated it. A US media outlet said, "Watching Jimin is like watching a living painting. His eyes, his breath, his pauses, all of it is art in motion." He wasn't just executing choreography, he was living inside it. Every move wasn't about perfection, it was about emotion. And then there's this. On Urban Dictionary, people didn't just write definitions, they wrote tributes. They called him Dance Gance God, living art. Not because he asked to be praised, but because they felt something watching him. Something they couldn't explain. Only Jimin could do that. Still, behind all this glory is a man who never once stopped working, even after a world tour. Even after long days in the studio, even after being recognized by millions, Jimin keeps showing up. With bruised feet, with sleepless nights, with a heart that just wants to dance. Not for attention, but because it's the only way he knows how to breathe. He once said, "I'm happiest when I'm on stage. When I dance, I feel alive." And that's what makes him different. He doesn't chase awards. He doesn't dance for the camera. He dances because something inside him needs to be heard, even when no words are spoken. So here we are, 2025, and Jimin? He's still standing tall, still the dance king of K-pop, 7 years strong. Not because he was lucky, not because he was famous, but because every drop of sweat, every tear behind those bright eyes, every silent rehearsal when no one was watching, made him unstoppable. So the next time you see Jimin glide across the stage, The next time your heart skips a beat watching a single slow motion turn, remember this. He didn't just earn his crown. He danced for it. He bled for it. And he never once let it go.